Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. We are back with a brand new video with a brand new eye, and I am totally feeling it today. Life has been kind of crazy the last couple of days. Just go, 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 go. And I have not had a spare minute to sit down and do anything, let alone makeup. So I'm gonna have to kind of be just a tiny bit quiet because it is, I think it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning here. My kid's asleep, my husband's asleep, the house is quiet, and I finally had a moment to play. So that's what we're doing today. But I saw this picture on Facebook of this really beautiful mauve cut crease. And this is kind of my interpretation of that. Please excuse my very watery red eye. I have not taken, I forgot. I've been so crazy that I forgot to take my allergy pill today. But it's a bit too late for that. So we're just going to roll with it. But this is the eye. Really, really beautiful mauve toned, mauve berry toned cut crease. So gorgeous. It's really very simple, not difficult to do. I am loving the lip that I decided on today. It just looks so beautiful. It matches it so perfectly. My brows are done, having a fantastic brow morning, I guess, since it's so early. So we're just gonna say makeup morning. But my brows look so good. I have finally perfected the art of tweezing, because Lord knows I'm too cheap to go see somebody and have it done professionally. But I finally got my brows to a shape that I'm really, really happy with. They look really, really good. The eye looks really, really good. And we're just going to jump right into it. I do want to show you guys what I'm using. I'm using very, very affordable makeup today. So we're going to be using the Profusion Mauves palette. This is just a really beautiful $5 palette. We're mostly going to be using these two shimmers right here, and then this mauve tone right here. And then we're also going to be using the Berries by Juvias Place. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. We're going to be using both of these colors right here. So beautiful. They just blend together so easily and just so good, so good. And that's about it, babes. Let's go ahead and jump right into it because it's been a long day and Mama's tired. Mama's tired, but I just was so bound and determined to sit down and do some makeup. Going into the Profusion palette first, I already have my eyeshadow primer on. For primer today, I used my NYX eyeshadow primer. I believe I used mine in the shade Fair. I know they have different shades of it, but I can't find where the shade name is. It's just the lightest one. The NYX Ultimate Shadow Primer. So good. It really mattifies the eye. There's not much coverage to it, but it does mattify and give you a really nice, smooth base to work on. I really, really enjoy it. So I'm going to take this just really cheap brush that I got in a 3-pack from Walmart. I don't remember the name of the brushes, and they don't say it on the handle, but they're good, they're cheap, and they work. So we're going to roll with it. I'm going to go into this really beautiful mauve shade. This is called Lovely. So this one right here in the Profusion palette. And I'm just going to put this all over my transition area. And I'm going to take it really, really close to my eyebrow. I'm really going to like tuck it up underneath there. And then on the outer or the inner part of my eye, I'm really going to take it up into my eyebrow. Really making sure that we get a nice deposit of pigment there, because the other berry tones that we're going to be using are a lot darker and very pigmented, and we don't want to lose this color. So I'm going to go pretty heavy on it, and I'm also going to wing it out pretty far on my outer corner. And just really build up that pigment. It's such a beautiful mauve tone. I would say it's more of like a rosy mauve, like a dusty mauve color. It's really, really beautiful. I'm also bringing it up onto the side of my nose just a bit. I feel like it brings just a bit more drama to the look. And also, it's going to help to contour my eye area just a bit. But I feel like tones like this on blue eyes and even brown eyes or green eyes, it's just a universally flattering shade. It's so, so beautiful on everybody. And I'm just taking it all the way down to my crease. That's good for right now. Now I'm going to move into a slightly smaller brush. This is my Dew Color 09. It's just a fluffy blending brush, but I would say this is a mid-sized one. Not small, but not big either. It's really just kind of like the perfect size for kind of getting into the crease a little bit. I'm going to switch over to my Juvia's Place palette, and I'm going to go into, I don't think that these have shade names, but I'm going to go into this top middle color right here, this really beautiful like rosy color. And these are super pigmented, so I'm not going to take a ton of it, and I'm just going to start putting this on my lower transition, sticking with the natural shape of my eye and bringing it all the way into my inner corner. This is going to help to add depth to my eye. And we're just going to continue packing on that color until I'm happy with it. My brother came over today. I haven't seen him in forever. We live probably about an hour and a half away from each other, so I don't see him very often. And not only that, but he works off, so he's like out of state very, very often. And I worry about him incessantly because he works out of state and he's always traveling, and it's dangerous in the times we're living in right now. You know, COVID and all that wonderful stuff. So I worry about him. But he is, like most men, not a phone talker. So I just don't hear from him. I don't hear from him, like, and heaven forbid I text him, because I know, Lord knows he's not gonna text me back. And it's not that he's like being a turd. It's just he's busy. Like, he works his butt off. He just bought a new truck, and I am so, so happy for him. It's so beautiful. He got such a great deal. He got such a good deal. I'm so, so happy for him. It's basically a brand new truck. And before this, I'm going to go back into that first brush and just kind of help soften that line a little bit. I will dip back into that first shade in the Profusion palette, Lovely. Just if I feel like I need it to, in case it gets lost. So I'm just going to dip a little bit into that and just use that to help blend out and soften this line here. What was I saying? Oh my goodness, guys, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. He didn't have like a trustworthy truck, and he had like a company car, so it's not like he can really like use it to just like drive around and stuff, you know what I mean? So he finally bought a truck, and he came out today to show off, and I couldn't have been happier for him. It's a beautiful truck. It's just, oh, I forget what it was, but it's a 4x4 2-door white truck, and it's perfectly him. It suits him 100%, and he's my younger brother. So, you know, I'm always going to be big sister. So he kind of comes over here and is just like, did I do good? And I'm like, oh yeah, you did so good. I'm so, so happy for him. He works his butt off and they just bought their first home, and especially in this economy to purchase a home, he works really, really hard for what he's got going on, and I couldn't be prouder of him. But he owns his home now, and now he owns a truck. It's bought and paid for, which not a lot of people can, you know, claim. So I'm so over the moon for him. But he came over, and I made him pumpkin cinnamon rolls with homemade cinnamon cream cheese icing. They were delicious. They were so good. And we just sat, and he's kind of like one of those guys. I'm going to go into this bottom shade in the center of the Juvia's Place palette. This really beautiful, like, berry Oh, oh, just a yummy shade. It's very, very bright. This is very, very pigmented. So we're going to start with a little bit on our brush and kind of work our way up and build up the pigment because we don't want to get too much pigment too quickly. For that, I'm going to go in with this Moda brush. This is just the Moda Small Shader. It is a small packing brush, but it's got a fluffier tip on it, so it's good for packing and blending as well. And we're going to take this and just putting pigment on the tip of the brush, we're going to start packing this directly into our crease and slightly above, not taking it as high as we did the second transition color and not taking it in as far either. Really only taking it in about 2/3 of the way and really focusing that pigment on the outer corner. But he is not one for like long visits, and he's not really a talker. And he gets tunnel vision, so like he forgets that he misses me. So he forgets, and then he gets here and he's like, oh, I missed you. And I'm like, I missed you too, dang it. You need to come over more often. But now that he's got a vehicle, I'm hoping that he'll be here more often. And it's so crazy because my son is so much like him. So much like him. My son adores his uncle so much. So I'm excited to get to see him more often. That'll be really, really nice. I'm going to flare this out on this outer part just a bit. We are going to clean up this edge later, which is why I don't have any base on or anything yet. But I'm going to flare this out because we're going to do a little bit of a wing situation, and you'll see. But there's a reason. There's a method to the madness. Now that I've got that pigment nice and like built up, we're going to go back into the brush that we just used. So we're going to go back into the Dew Color 09. Dew Color 09. And we're going to dip just a little bit back into that second transition color. Just a little bit. We don't want a ton. And we're going to go back over this. Just so that the shade doesn't get lost. What we're looking for is we're trying to build like a really beautiful gradient. And then I'm going to go back into the first brush. I'm going to go back into that first mauve color in the Profusion palette. So we're going to go back in to Lovely right here. And we're just going to continue to blend. Really helps soften everything up. But we really want that nice dark pigment because that's going to be the contrast for our cut crease. So you really want to make sure that that bright berry color is like really on there. Really blend out any lines on the outer part over here. But yeah, he's not the kind of guy that kind of like really sticks around. But he ended up being here for like 5 hours. And for the last 2, he was like, oh, I really need to go. I really need to go. My makeup is running like crazy, guys. This eye is going to end up being destroyed. But that's okay because this one will be fresh and we'll be fine. But he's not the kind of guy that really just sticks around. But he ended up staying for 5 hours. And I was not unhappy about it at all. Like, I am not lying to you when I tell you that I probably hadn't seen him in like 6 months. No, that's a lie. I hadn't seen him since Christmas. That's the last time I see. Oh my goodness, it's been almost a year since I saw him. Can you believe how time flies? Can you believe how time flies? Because I can honestly say the last time I saw him was Christmas. That's insane. I didn't even really think about it, but that's the truth. Just insanity, guys. But hopefully he'll be out here more often, and then I won't have to go another year without seeing him. We're going to do our cut crease now. So for my cut crease, I'm going to use one of my favorite cut crease brushes. This is just the cheapest brush ever. This is a dollar brush from Shop Miss A. This is the AOA Studios E122 brush. So what this is just a very, very thin, very, very stiff, flat packing brush. And we're going to use this in conjunction with my NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. This is in the shade Pale, and you just need the very smallest amount of this. I am just going to literally put maybe that much on the back of my hand. It looks like more than it is. Just the tiniest bit, and we're not going to use all of this. I find with a cut crease, the less concealer you use or the less product you use, the easier it is to control, and you can like build up pigment, like just like eyeshadow or whatever. You can always build up the pigment. But I like to start with just the tiniest amount on my actual brush. So I'm going to just take it and just barely tap into the concealer and just get the tiniest amount on my brush, just a really, really thin amount. And I'm going to start on my inner corner. Now, I cannot talk when I do this because this takes a lot of concentration, but I will try not to hide my face so you can see what I'm doing. Starting at the inner corner, just taking this tiniest amount of product. I'm just using tapping motions to really just tap the concealer into place. And that's what she looks like. I have very, very wrinkly eyelids, but what the premise of it is we've got kind of a little bit of like a wing going out with a sharp slant downwards. And then we're going to take a flat packing brush. We're just going to use this little teeny tiny one. I can't open my eye all the way or I will smear. This is my Dew Color 08. We're going to go back into the Profusion, I look so weird, the Profusion Mauves palette. And we're going to go in with Persona. So this one right here, this really beautiful kind of like mauve-y, almost peachy shimmer shade. And we're going to start packing this on. We're going to start on the outer corner. And really press that in. to the concealer. I think this is a perfect fall look. The colors are perfect for this time of year. And then, of course, you can use this technique with any colors that you desire. But see, oh, it's so beautiful. The colors together are just so gorgeous. I love Profusion shimmers. They are so pigmented. You really want to make sure, though, with this kind of a look, that you get the shimmer all the way up to the line of your concealer. So I kind of stretch my eye out just a bit and really kind of rub along that line. And really make sure that I have shimmer stuck to every inch of the concealer. But see, when my eye is relaxed, I've got this really beautiful kind of like winged out shape. It's really, really gorgeous. I'm going to go into this Ooh La La shade now, which is just a tiny bit lighter, and it's got some like reflex of like gold glitter in there. I'm going to take the same packing brush, and I'm going to pack this shade on my inner corner. Again, I'm going to stretch out my eye just a little bit and make sure that I get it all the way up to the line of our concealer. Just like that. Really, really beautiful. And I think it makes a world of difference. That is pretty much it for the shadow portion. I am going to use this same, no, I'm going to use a different one. Let's go ahead and do our bottom lash line really quick. I'm going to go in back to the Juvia's Place. And we're going to use that second transition, the second transition color, which was that lighter, dustier mauve color. We're going to take that on just any kind of flat, fluffy brush you have, work, or whatever you like to use for your under eye area. I'm going to get just a little bit of pigment on the tip of this brush. And making sure to connect my corner. I'm just going to start fluffing it out underneath my eye. And this shadow is so intensely pigmented. It doesn't take any time at all to really build this up. So, so beautiful. And then I'm going to take a Q-tip. No, let's do it all first. I'm going to go back into the Mauves palette by Profusion, and I'm going to take a small angled brush. This is just a Dew Color small angled brush. And I'm going to mix these two deep colors right here. So we have Explode and Ballad. And I'm just going to mix both of these colors. And I'm going to take this across my lash line. It's not going to make like a big impact, but it is going to create kind of like a shadow that I find is really, really attractive. And it kind of breaks up a little bit of the monochromatic situation that we've got going on here. Really, really pretty. I'm going to take the same brush that I used to put the color on with, and I'm just going to go over everything one more time. just to really blend everything together. And then I'm going to take a Q-tip with some micellar water. And I'm just going to clean up. There is just a tiny bit of glitter fallout from that second shimmer shade we used. So just be aware of that. I'm not the kind of person that minds having a little bit of glitter all over my face. But if that bothers you, you can always go back in and clean that up. Or you could use maybe a glitter glue, or just not go as ham as I did, or not use it altogether. The first shade doesn't have any glitter bukkake to it, so you could just stick with the first shade. But I think that this eye look is so pretty. The only thing we have left to do is a little bit of black eyeliner. I'm gonna take this one. This is a new one. This is the Milani Supreme Kohl Kajal eyeliner crayon, blackest black. It's new. It was kind of expensive, but it's really nice. It's got a really nice fine sharp tip on it, and it is super black. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go in my water lines, both my upper and my lower. And I really think that it makes all the difference. It really does. This is so black and it goes on so easy. My eyes are so watery, guys. I'm going to go into my lower. Waterline. And then I'm also going to take it into my inner corner. And completely like line my entire eye. I want like a really nice intense black outline. This goes on so easy, and then once it goes on, it doesn't move. This eye is super watery, but still I don't have any like gunk forming on my inner corner. You can still see that the eyeliner is there. This one has really impressed me. I still very much love my Stay Put liner, but this one is really nice too. We're gonna do a little bit of a liquid liner. We're gonna do this on our upper lash line. This is the Maybelline Hyper Easy Brush Tip Liner. It's what she looks like. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. It's a really nice one. It's my favorite brush tip liner from the drugstore right now. I just think it's really easy to use. Lots of long silences in this one. I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of tiny little details. So I went from my inner corner all the way to my outer corner. It really does add just a little something extra and really intensifies the whole thing. And then, of course, eyelash primer and mascara. The two that I used on this one, so of course, I used my NYX On The Rise lash primer, and then I went in with the Maybelline Sky High mascara. This stuff is so good. One of my favorite, absolute favorite mascaras for both the upper and lower lashes. This is so, so good. I am not going to bore you with watching me put my mascara on. Not gonna do it, but I do want to talk to you about what I have on my lips real quick. So for lip liner, I used a NYX lip liner. I believe I used STFU. Yes, no, Sweet Tooth. So I used the NYX Sweet Tooth. That's what she looks like. Just a really beautiful, like pinky purple magenta-y lip liner. And then I used the, did I use this one or did I use a different one? I have a feeling I used STFU. I believe I used STFU, guys. And I don't want to lie to you, but I put it away and I can't find it again. Fairly positive I used STFU. I just lined my lips just lightly and then filled in the corners on both the upper and lower corners, just the outsides of my lips. Filled it in with the lip pencil, and then I went in over top of it with the Revlon Ultra HD Vinyl Lip Polish. So good. This is just a really beautiful, like, peachy shade, peachy nude shade. This is in the shade Act Natural. Really, really beautiful. Very glossy. Very, very comfortable formula. And just kind of lightly blended out the edges, and that's it. Such a beautiful eye look with fairly minimal effort. The hardest thing you're going to do is do that cut crease, but I think ours turned out really, really beautiful today. Of course, you can put a full face on, but since it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning now, I'm just going to go scrub my face. Guys, I love you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, I will be posting finished pics over on my Facebook page, Makeup for the Everyday Mama. So please go over there and check me out. I will really, really appreciate your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out. And yeah, that's about it. I love you so, so much. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Remember, you're important. Bye.